We are here, we are here, we are here. On this amazing day. Okay, everyone, this is Cam Jones, FX Daily Analysis, and we are marking up GHC stock. We are on the monthly time frame. Price action, last candle to the right hand side is a bullish green candle. We do have price action overall, higher highs. Price action overall, lower lows. Midpoint, also adding second level highs. And also adding third level highs. So let's zoom in the price and see what's going on. So price is currently sitting at 588.48 and it made it to that midpoint of that area. So as we walk down, we're going to see if that market's trying to break this SR line we just created. And if price action moves up from that area, price is headed up to the numbers of, and that'll be up to the third to last candle wick, sitting at price of near 611.79. And if price works its way back down, it's headed down to the second last candle, the top of that body, which would be at 560.42. So there's a lot of patterns in this market, so let's talk about it. So price action is a bullish green candle engulfing the previous side. So let's talk about it and see what's happening. So on the monthly time frame, we can see that price action is receiving that engulfment, which can push that market up, but market did stop at that midpoint of that area, so we have to see what's going on. So we price action, if the market is going to work its way up, it's coming from this pattern that can work its way up further, and if so, it's coming from that overall first, second, third, fourth retest one. Okay, so once it did pushed up for that one time, price action came back to fully retest that previous side, and that's when we're looking for the engulfment, which we do have the engulfment for that market to push up. But we do know that market made it to that midpoint of that area, a little bit of wick to the top, so we don't know if that market is going to reverse and work its way down. Why? Because right above price action, there's a lot of patterns inside patterns. So taking a look at the overall pattern at the high that pushed that market down back to that midpoint, we do have that first, second, third, fourth double top, retest one, retest two, and we have multiple retests to the side that can drop that market down further if the market doesn't break that midpoint of that area. Or that market can consolidate side by side with the price action candle. Working our way to the weekly time frame. Price action on the weekly time frame is identified as a bullish green candle. Lost a lot of wick up to that top, not still meaning that it can still push up, but we do know market's at a midpoint, so we're going to see what's going to happen at that area. Now we're looking for the break and retest as we walk down the time frame. So if that market does work its way up, it's coming from that overall structure of the first, second, third, and we can see that fourth leg forming. So we're going to see price action head to our next resistance line, break, return to work its way up for a double bottom and a retest. Headed down to the daily time frame. So price action on the daily time frame is reading as a bearish red doji. Second last candle is a doji as well, but pinned down to the bottom, so it came back to retest. Price action worked its way sideways. Third last candle was a push. So we have the first, second, third, fourth retest one, and then the market retest and then push right back to that midpoint. So that pattern still is trying to form to see if it's going to do a double top or a double bottom or just a break and retest for that market to work its way up further. So far, price second, third to last candle having a hard time spiking to that top. So at me just doing that, that is identifying as a double top and a retest. First, second, price action did retest and came back down to the midpoint. It's not a full double top of an M pattern, but it's trying to form, but we do know it's called consolidation. Why? Price second, third to last candle are all within each other, so our market's working its way sideways until we identify that pattern as we walk down the time frame. So the market's getting very choppy, so we're going to do our best to see what's going on. 4-hour time frame, price action, bullish green candle, trying to work his way up. Lost a lot of momentum with that price action candle and the second last candle. So we can see that market's kind of working his way back down to that resistance side, or to that support side. So market's trying to break the previous area, which is already sitting at the zone. So it's trying to break this previous area, these two candles on this side. So we can see market's in that zone. So once we created that zone, we can see that pattern that's trying to form. So market could be identifying for a few things. So it could be identifying as that first, second, third, and market push down for that double top if we receive a bearish red candle after this price action candle. If not, market's work his way for an incline for that coming down in red, the first, second, third, respects with the price action candle, follow up with another bullish green candle to push that market up for that W formation. So also market is in a wedge pattern in that area, because if you connect, a lot of patterns inside patterns. You connect the support, and we connect the resistance. So we can see that market's in that wedge pattern. So as we walk down the time frame, we're going to see that market bouncing up and down until we receive that breakout. 3-hour time frame, same as well. So it's going to get very choppy. So the patterns that we created, it helps us decide and see what's going to happen. So market's hanging out at that midpoint, but if it breaks below, you'll see the breakout at zone. And if it goes up, we'll see the market breaks it back into the top of that zone, but in that resistance of the zone, and retest and work its way up. And if it's so, it's a pattern of the first, second, third, and we'll see that W. 2-hour time frame, same as well. So price action, as we walk down the time frame, everything's just going to be hanging out at that midpoint, that zone. So this market has to form and do what it do. So what you're looking for is price action to engulf that second last candle, and maybe price, if price stays like this, to push that market out that zone, and then you'll see that W formation. If not, this price action could be reading as a retest. So it's identified as a gap in the market too, identifies overall first, second, third, fourth. This could be the retest if we receive a bearish red candle towards a price in second, market's coming down from a double top and retest, or a triple top in that area. So there's a lot of patterns inside patterns. 2-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame, same as well. So market just tagged that area. So side by side, price, second, third, last candle, all within each other. So we're looking for that pattern to identify itself for a strong candle for a breakout. And it's identifying that it's a gap in the market with the 45-minute time frame, but it's identifying that market broke, came back to return, pushed down, but the price action did spike that. So if it does follow up with a bullish green candle, you'll see the W formation. If not, it will just identify as a break retest, push down again, retest, and it can still push if we receive a bearish red candle that follows up after price action on that 45-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame, same as well. So as we walk down, it's going to get very choppy. So you're going to pay attention to the last few candles. Just looking for the engulfment of the fourth to last candle or fifth to last candle low to push that market in that direction of the up and down. But so far, price, second, third, and fourth to last candle are all within the fifth to last candle. Same as well with the 15-minute, looking for price to engulf the second, third, fourth, sixth to last candle of the market to the top side or the bottom side and close out. So far, market still is hanging out at that midpoint of that zone on the 15-minute time frame, and same as well on the 5-minute time frame. So market spiked down, came back to the midpoint, worked its way sideways, spiked up, came right back down to the midpoint. Almost looked like a W, first, second, third, fourth, retest, or it's a double top to the high. So market's still consolidating. So you're just looking for that full engulfment pattern that's going to really identify, it's going to engulf and break out. And it did with the second last candle, but that price action brought that market right back down to that midpoint. Same as well in the threes. Again, 3-minute time frame, very choppy. Price action sitting as a green doji here. Can't really read this much, so we're just gonna walk on by, headed down to the 1-minute time frame, and price action back to that midpoint. Also, we can see that it did spike that high, came back to that midpoint. So if you guys are looking at these markets, once it got down to the 15 to 5, it got very choppy. Okay, guys, this is GHC stock.